Okay, here's a question from a lady from Miranda House, Delhi University. She couldn't be here, so we're asking the question on her behalf. Shreya Verma. What will Google do to involve women in technology? There are very few women in the app ecosystem.
I mean, it's a global problem. I think the problem is particularly pronounced in India. We do see, women account for less than 1/3 of internet usage, and it's particularly worse off in rural areas. One of the things is, we did an amazing pilot project in which it's called Internet Sati, where we literally had women drive these bicycles. And these bicycles are equipped with, just with a set of smartphones in the back and a tablet. And so the women go from village to village, and we have done this in 1,000 villages. And they teach other women, how to go online. What does it mean to go use a smartphone and connect it? The thing which you find striking is most women in rural areas don't think the internet applies to them. They think it's something for their husbands, for their sons. And, so there's a big learning that's needed there. To me, every time, it is one of the most important things we can do as a country, I think, is to help get these women online. There's a lot of people working on it. We are happy to play a small part in this. We just announced that we would expand the program, which we are doing in partnership with Tata Trust. We would expand this to cover 300,000 villages in the next 3 years. That's half of the villages in India. And, we'll be working with the government to make it work more effectively as well. But helping get women online, I think, is an incredibly important thing. And if we do it better, I'm sure there'll be many more women developers one day when I come back.
There's a point of view that India's next big leap will come when more women enter the kind of things you're talking about as well. So hopefully, all you young women, get into apps. Get into apps and take the message around as well. What we are seeing, though, is in the 10th standard and 12th standard exam, and guys, you don't want to hear this, but the girls are beating the boys hands down.
It was true, and I was there as well.
Okay, Ruchika Salwan from the Department of Computer Science, University of Delhi. There you are.
Greetings, sir. I'm honored to interact with you in person, and welcome to India, first of all. Sir, my question for you is, how is your vision for Google different from that of Larry Page and Sergey Brin?
I've worked with them very closely for many, many years. I think, part of why we have been able to do this together is we kind of share the same aspirations. We'd, of course, have a lot of differences, and we debate approaches to how you solve problems. But at a high level, all of us have felt that, you can use technology and computer science to solve problems at scale, big problems which will make a difference in people's day-to-day lives. And we've always been interested in doing that. So that's the common thread by which we have thought about problems. And so I do, I share a lot more in common than not.
Didn't you ever sort of get up one morning and say, you know what, these two guys produced a world-changing company, and they want to give it to me?
They're still very involved. I think they are equally ambitious, and they want to do a lot more with it. I think for me it was truly a privilege to get this opportunity. And so I'm excited for it.
Okay, we've got another from social media. There's 2 or 3 guys who've sent in this question. So can we get it off the screen, please? Okay, Naveen Subramaniam, Shravan Ravi, Vishal Goenka. There are many Google services and products that are not available in India. Why is that, and what are the plans to make them available? You know all those names. Some of Google's biggest services aren't available here, says Shravan as well. Vishal's asking that too.
It's a good question. We do work hard to bring our services to India. So, for example, I see the question has Project Loon, and we are working very hard to bring a Project Loon experiment to India to start with, and it's part of what I came here working on. So we are working very, very hard to bring everything we want to India. But increasingly, we also see an opportunity to do things first in India, and then actually it'll work for global markets too. So for example, YouTube offline, we first did it in India last year, and now it's in 77 countries worldwide. So we see that as a good template by which how we approach things in the future. So which is why we are investing a lot more in India. Part of it is we are expanding our engineering offices in India significantly. We're going to be building a big new campus in Hyderabad, and so I'm excited about what we can do here and take it globally to the rest of the world.
So more and more products are going to be built in India?
Yeah, I mean, it's a goal. It's a goal that, especially for markets, mobile, the way it's scaling up, we do think we can do things here which will apply globally elsewhere.
Excellent. Everybody, get on, buy your tickets, go to Hyderabad. Okay, from Amity University, where's Just Singh Bhasin? There you are.
Hi, Sundar. I have an interesting question for you. I had read somewhere that you have unusual gift that seemed a little more than a curiosity when you were a child, but has served you incredibly well in adulthood, which is insane numerical recall, and can remember every number you have ever dialed. Is it true?
It's no longer true, but at the time when I was in India, we were lucky because the phone numbers were only 6 digits, so that helped. And Google didn't exist then, so people all over my family and friends, if they wanted to call a phone number, they would just ask me. And so I just got used to the habit of remembering every phone number I had called or I had heard about. But when I went to the US, the phone digits were, first of all, 10 digits, so made it much harder. But as soon as I got a smartphone which started storing phone numbers, I stopped thinking about them. So I can't do it now, but I used to be able to do it a long time ago.
Jeez, you reach a stage when everybody's younger than you. When we were kids growing up in Hyderabad, the first telephones that came had 2-digit numbers. So you actually knew everybody who had a telephone, let alone remembering the telephone number. Okay, we've got a question on video coming up. I think there's Meghna from IIT Kharagpur. They all seem very excited about asking you questions from IIT Kharagpur. So let's get it off the video screen.
Hi, my name is Meghna and I'm from IIT Kharagpur. My question is, Google or Alphabet is no longer restricted to being only a search engine, but we seldom hear about any non-computer science undergraduates working at Google. Why is that, and what is the recruitment procedure for these people? Thank you.
It's not. I mean, we do hire a lot of people, who are non-computer science undergrads. If you look at the scale of Google, to do something, to do a product well, building the product is only one aspect of it, right? You want to be able to build it, you want to scale it, take it to market. How you take it to market? How do you market it? How do you sell it in certain cases? The end-to-end work that takes to make a product happen. It's a very cross-functional thing. So we hire people from all kinds of backgrounds. There are language majors at Google, people who have done history, people who have done business, commerce, and engineering. So, I'm confident. In fact, a majority of people at Google probably don't have computer science as an undergrad background overall. So follow your dreams, and you can work wherever you want.
Also tells you your life is changing. I thought in that photograph in the background there was a badminton racket and what looked like a guitar. Did you have that at IIT Kharagpur?
I think so.
You might have. Excellent.
Yeah.
So how many of you are non-computer science graduates who want to work in Google? Now the number of non-computer science hands were less than the number of hands saying they want to work in Google. Okay. Now there's almost a pattern now to all interviews in India where the host is required to ask rapid fire questions of the guest. These are not my questions. The only condition is that the questions will be asked quickly and the answers are short.
Okay.
But your answers are always short. So, okay, here we go, Sundar. Okay, rapid fire questions. When did you buy your first phone?
Smartphone?
Any phone. Not the one in Chennai.
The rotary phone. It was a Motorola StarTAC. This was probably 95, 96. Yeah.
And the first smartphone?
I thought it was a smartphone, but the first smartphone I bought was probably in 2006.
Actually, here's another question. How many smartphones do you have? Because I think you'll find the average in this room is not one.
I test it. Probably in my house there are probably 20 to 30. I shouldn't admit it.
That is such disastrous news for kids who don't buy their own phones. Okay. Do you think coding should be made compulsory for everyone?
I don't think it should be made compulsory, but I think it should be strongly encouraged. Yeah. So.
Lot of people, lot of Sikhs, 3,000 Sikhs in New Delhi and 8,000 more in 40 cities throughout India were massacred. The cries of the family members and their mourning can still be heard. But these lives got lost in the midst of time.